Greetings, globeheads and flurfers. Tonight I have a question for you. Why has no flat earther won a Nobel Prize yet? Why haven't they won a Nobel Prize? I mean, these guys have invented completely new laws of physics. Why haven't they been recognized for that? You know, Newton's first law of motion says that if an object is at rest, it will stay at rest unless some force acts upon it. And if an object is in motion, it will continue in motion, the same speed, same vector, unless some force acts upon it. Flat earthers have created brand new laws that seem to negate this. For example, according to the flat earthers, there is a sun and a moon that is hanging in the sky above their flat earth. What's holding it up there? What's keeping it from coming down here? Not only that, but this sun and this moon travel in a circle. How? Objects in space that are travel in a straight line unless there's some force that acts upon them. This is how orbits work. You have an object traveling in a straight line past a large massive body. That massive body exerts force on it, gravity, turns that object toward it. As it continues to move toward it, it continues to move in a circle past it. You have an orbit. But how would you have something traveling in a circle above a flat plane? What force would make it do that? Flat earthers don't believe in gravity. Again, if I have an object, let's say we'll use this object right here. It's a cup. If I am holding this object and I let go of it, what happens? Why did that object not remain at rest if you don't believe there's any force acting on it? Density and buoyancy and it's heavy and what is the force? Objects at rest stay at rest unless acted upon by some force. We call that the force of gravity. But apparently flat earthers have written a brand new law to explain why that falls with no force of gravity involved. What about perspective? Well, apparently flat earthers have invented some brand new, completely new form of perspective where things, as they go off into the distance, they shrink in size unless they are the sun and the moon. And then they simply appear to cross behind something somehow. Where's the Nobel Prize? Could it be that no flat earthers have won any Nobel Prizes for any of these novel ideas because they have yet to demonstrate any evidence to back up their assertions? Could it be that they've won no Nobel Prizes because what they do is not science? Could it be that they have not created a model and then used that model to make predictions and then tested those predictions? You know, that's what happened with Einstein's theory of relativity. The law was, or the understanding was, that with Newtonian's understanding of gravity was that all things with mass attracted each other with a force relative to their mass. Einstein proposed that perhaps supermassive objects actually bended time-space around them. And this postulated that things without mass, like light, should be affected if the pull of gravity is massive enough. And so it was tested. When there was a solar eclipse, scientists looked to see if the position of stars appeared to change as the light was warped around the sun. And sure enough, just as Einstein had predicted, that happened. That's what you do with science. You make predictions based on your model. And then if the predictions come true, it lends support to your model. If they don't, then you need to restructure your model. Well, the problem with the flat earth is they're yet to even build a model. If you start trying to make a model of the flat earth, it doesn't work. When you get the angle to the sun correct from one point, it's wrong from another point. When you get the angle to Polaris correct at one point, it's wrong from another point. Nothing seems to match up. Nothing seems to work with a close sun circling overhead a flat plane and a close moon circling overhead a flat plane. And yet, we can predict, based on the globe model, when the sun will rise, where the sun will rise, when the sun will set, where the sun will set, when and where the next solar eclipse is, when and where the next lunar eclipse is. All of these predictions are made based on the shape of the globe and what we know about orbital mechanics. And that's why, even though they seem to be changing all the laws of physics, you have yet to see a flat earther win a Nobel Prize. Enjoy YouTube, but be careful. There's some snake oil salesmen out there. Good night. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe.